Bungie is going bankrupt, Marathon is pretty much already dead, and Sony has chosen to Minecraft itself. What a time to be alive indeed, to be a gamer. In any case, boys, the Marathon stats for Monday are in, and they are diabolic. We are at the last legs of Marathon, okay? At this rate, judging by the statistics that we're gonna look at, and by the way, we have some even better, funnier, spicier Bungie news. Because Bungie is not gonna let Marathon go the way of the dodo. And trust me, I'm gonna show you a couple of things that are gonna make you laugh so hard you're gonna hurt yourself. It's gonna be great, boys, trust me. But first, the statistics. The Monday statistics for Marathon are in, and it is firmly under 20k players. And admittedly, this was predicted. I said that the next Monday, Marathon could be even at 15k players. Now, granted, that would be the lowest I predicted, but you know, it got close because this is its peak on Monday, 16.6k. That is demonic. Friday's peak, by the way, it's not even Friday's peak anymore. It is now Saturday's peak, which is a never seen. Oh wait, no, that's Friday. Whoops, my bad. The peak is still on Friday, boys. This always throws me off a little bit. And the peak was almost 21k. 21k to 16.6k. Do you know how little that is? That is something like 18% drop. That is massive. Marathon was stable for such an incredibly long time at its launch, and I said at this rate, Marathon's maybe gonna survive even 6 months. But no. The fall is here. It's the second month in, and boys, it's not looking good. Listen. It is looking real bad. Okay, because it's currently below 20k. This means this number is never going to go down. This below 20k is the equivalent of Marathon losing 99% of its players. Because this is at the point of no return. Marathon has no chances because matchmaking stops to function properly at this point. For every game that's a multiplayer game and you have matchmaking, you are always risking the fact that matchmaking stops working when you don't have enough people playing. And for Marathon, that moment is right here. And this is why it's not slowing down. At some point, this graph needs to slow down. And at this rate, it looks like Marathon's maybe not going to be even cooking with 10k concurrent players at its lowest. Maybe it's going to be as bad as 2 or 3k because it's over. You know what's currently happening with Marathon? This is going to escalate until only the dedicated players are left. Because this is what's happening right now. In the matchmaking in Marathon, there are no longer enough players to sustain normal matchmaking behavior, which means either Bungie, to keep the good quality of matchmaking up, and when I say good, I'm using the term loosely. Bungie either needs to increase the time it takes for people to find a match, which is pretty much a bad choice for any game always, because that's the first thing that people are going to get pissed about if they play your game, the fact that matchmaking is taking too long. Or Bungie needs to lower the quality. And lowering the quality is the devil's bargain. You know why? Because that means that two groups of people that are playing Marathon currently, the PVMers and PvPers, are gonna overlap even more. And for the PvPers, this is amazing. Because they're just gonna get the free adrenaline rush of killing the PVMers that don't even try to actually go against them, that probably try to run away from them. And they're gonna feel real good. But you need to understand, the PvPers, the PVMers, are just gonna leave at this point. The more they encounter people who just instantaneously shoot them and are so much better than them, they're gonna start leaving. And this is what we're gonna see here as matchmaking quality just degrades. And trust me, it's gonna go degrade. Trust me, this has already started because there are some other statistics that that are hidden in these past 3 days that I have not talked about. I'm gonna cover them real quick, real soon. And when these PvEers are gonna leave because they're just getting farmed too hard by the PvMers, well, that means that only PvPers are gonna be left. And this same thing is gonna happen for the PvP community. When the community shrinks, in PvP you have the problem of skill brackets. So to make it so that, matchmaking doesn't take forever, Bungie is gonna, flood all of the different skill brackets more and more together. Which means you're gonna have the situation where Timmy is playing against Giga Chad Demon Killer, and Giga Chad Demon Killer is gonna destroy Timmy so hard, Timmy's gonna think that Demon Killer is cheating. And Timmy's gonna leave. Because now he's getting farmed as hard as the people who played PvE were hard previously. So this is the devil's bargain, you see. When the matchmaking is so low that you need to put the competitive players against noobs, they're just gonna stomp the shit out of them, and they're just gonna force people to quit because no one wants to play a skill-based game where you're literally against the best players and you constantly lose because there's just no hope for you. No one wants to do that. So the lowest ladder of the PvP enjoyers are also gonna leave. And this is what we're gonna see probably in the next 2 or 3 weeks. And then it's only gonna be the super dedicated players that are gonna gatekeep the community to Kingdom Come. And that's gonna be the death of Marathon. And I mean, currently, it's Wednesday. Wednesday and Thursday up to Friday are the days where the numbers for Marathon should go up. Historically, that has happened literally at, every point in the game. Marathon's peak is Fridays. And Mondays, Tuesdays are the lowest. Wednesdays, it starts slowly drip feeding itself up. And, currently it's Wednesday, and we can see the 10 a.m. for our Mer friends statistic. And currently it's 4,750 players. And the previous day's 10 a.m. statistic was 4.62. Do you know what the math on this is? The increase when it's supposed to start going up is declining rapidly. Previously, this would be better. This is less than 3.5% increase. There's no turning back. All of Marathon's statistics are it's over. All of these statistics are pointing that it's over. All of them. And I have been right about, I think I have made 2 mistakes when predicting Marathon's numbers literally week by week and day by day. That is not a lot of mistakes. That is an amazing track record to have. And this is one of the lowest historic situations. Typically, this shit is around 10%, which means now Marathon's time when it needs to go up is also decreasing because, the fans are experiencing problems. It's over. It's fucking over. And here's the funniest part, okay, boys? Here's the literal funniest part. And also it's now down to 84% for 84.5, which is funny. Here's the funniest thing, okay? We're gonna end off with this, and this one's a funny one, boys. The Marathon team is so desperate to keep it, but the Bungie is so desperate to keep Marathon alive because, as previously I stated, Bungie has nothing. Destiny 3 is literally a decade away, probably, and there is no other game that they're making. Marathon is the only thing that they have going for them, and that's it. Other than that, they have nothing probably for minimum 5 years. So they need to make this count. And Marathon is currently literally trying to find a maintain the brand type of brand manager who's gonna fix all of the issues that Marathon has, aka looking like a non-binary Vogue joke. And they are hiring. And this was on April 25th, literally 4 days ago announced. And if you go to the website, it has already been filled. This job application no longer exists. And how did they find someone so fast, you asked? Well, because this job, while it pays like 130k a year, I needed to get that job, I'm not gonna lie. While this job pays literally 130k a year, it's fucking garbage. They hired probably the worst person ever, because look at this. This is what people found when they actually looked for the sign-up. This is in the job application. Select your gender identity. Female, genderqueer, intersex, male, non-binary, gender non-confirming, gender variant, gender identity not listed, transgender, two-spirited, and there's more. This is a requirement to work at Bungie. Bro, and it gets worse, okay? It gets worse, because look at the people who are already working on Marathon. This is literally the quality of stuff that we're dealing here with, okay? Nigel, gay AF, a weightlifter, producer on Marathon the game, Pitbull, Dad Pokemon, Master BML Trans Rides, blah, 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 blah. Holy smoking pepperonis, boys. We live in a clown world and there's no saving us. So, yes, we can firmly expect that the person now managing the Bungie brand is a quadruple amputee, 15 mental illnesses, gay, super queer, trans person or whatever, because let's be honest, nothing else probably is acceptable. It's over for Bungie. Thanks for watching. Bye.